Well, hey guys, I'm glad you're here. I hope some of you are going to get on live, but I'm going to kind of um, give you guys an update on what I have been doing on my business page before I came over here. So I think I should probably explain this a little bit to those of you guys that don't know a whole bunch about Facebook, but Facebook, obviously I have a personal page on Facebook, and I also have a business page. Facebook has really kind of cracked down on people who are using their personal pages to run their businesses. So obviously I had to build a business page, and I really have been focusing on building that business page over this past probably 6 months to a year, really trying to connect with you guys that are like me, that are who I used to be before I became a coach, before I became an entrepreneur, and before I really started my fitness journey. So I look for women like me and try to be what you guys need. So post what you guys want. So you need, I've heard you guys want is accountability, motivation, me being real about my depression that I've gone through, my addictions, the loss of my daughter, just really about all the bad things that can happen in somebody's life and how you can turn that around and really help other people. And that's kind of what I've been doing with my business for a little over a year now. It's a little bit about me, a little background. I am 36 years old. I'm going to be 37 in February. I was adopted when I was a month old. I don't know anything about my birth parents, but I was adopted. My parents are fantastic. I also have a brother who is adopted, so we're very blessed. I had a wonderful childhood, but those issues that people have when they're adopted do come up in your life, especially when my parents were going to adopt my brother. Some issues of insecurity arise, feeling that you always have to be the best at things, that you weren't enough for your parents, that you just want to be the best version of you, and that you strive to be the best at everything. So I always wanted to have the best grades. I showed horses, Arabian horses at the national level in high school. So I wanted to be the best at that. I wanted to win national championships. I wanted to help my family breed fantastic horses that were going to be successful and we're going to win, train them, sell them. And that's what I did in college. That's how I helped pay my rents in college, is the horses that we bred. When I was younger, I would train those horses, sell them for profit, obviously, because we bred them ourselves. We had our own stallion, our own mares. That's kind of what we did growing up. A lot of people don't know that I have a horse background, a farm background, but I do. We raised horses, we bred horses, we raised baby foals. We still have one horse left. He's 31, and he is a 12-time national champion. So, riding horses was a huge part of my childhood. I wanted to go to vet school in Madison. That's just who I was. And I decided I didn't want to be a vet. So I went to college in River Falls. I wanted to be a horse trainer. I rode on the intercollegiate team. I did very well. I made it to state. I wanted to be the best at everything. But college was hard for me. I didn't drink in high school. I was totally focused on my grades, sports, activities, because I wanted to go to Madison. UW, University of Wisconsin-Madison, is a very hard school to get into. So you need a lot. So, I focused on all those things. I didn't drink in high school. I didn't do stuff with boys in high school. I didn't do drugs in high school. I didn't do any of those things. I was a straight shooter. So I went to college 5 hours away. Things kind of went downhill. I became an alcoholic. I started to get into debt because I knew nothing about credit cards because my parents paid for everything. I stopped going to classes. I started smoking marijuana. I got kicked out of school because I didn't go to classes for a whole entire semester. I didn't take tests. I didn't do papers. I didn't do anything. So I got kicked out of college. I got kicked out of college and I moved to Minneapolis. That's what I did. I got a job at the airport. I got an apartment for $500 a month. That's just what I did. I was too ashamed to go back home, so I stayed up in Minneapolis. And, this was after 4.5 years of college. I didn't have a degree. I was kicked out. I didn't have money. I was in debt. I was an alcoholic. I was addicted to food. I was, again, swimming in my eyeballs in debt because I knew nothing about how to manage money. It was just horrible. And then I met this guy at a bar. This guy that was bad news. I didn't at the time know he was 8 years older than me, but he was. More drugs than marijuana. So other things were done. Cocaine, mushrooms. That was really the extent that I went to. Heroin, I didn't do any of that stuff. I knew it was bad news. I knew it was a bad idea. I still had my own apartment. I was offered a horse training job in Arizona, and I took it. I was like, I'll get away. I'll start over, but it didn't happen. I was there for a year. I hated it. I didn't want to train horses for somebody else. So I moved back to Minneapolis. Left all my furniture, everything behind, and just moved back to Minneapolis. And moved in with a good-for-nothing boyfriend. It didn't take long for me to realize that he was more good for nothing than I thought. He was abusive. First, it was the verbal abuse, emotional abuse, and then it turned into physical abuse. I was living in an apartment with 3 guys that didn't pay rent because they used all their money on drugs. That's when I got way more into the cocaine than I was before. Way more smoking marijuana, drinking, it was just horrible. And, the police would get called. I would not press charges. I was in a domestic violence situation and I didn't even know it. And, you can tell women who are in DV relationships all the time to just leave, and you just can't. Until you're in one of those relationships, you don't really understand. They make you feel like nobody cares about you. They make you disconnect from your family, from your friends, from everything. And that is what happened to me. So I was depressed. I had anxiety. I was an addict. I was overweight for my food addiction. I was in debt, $50,000. I just didn't know what to do. And then I got pregnant. So add on top of that, I got pregnant and I just didn't know what to do. They promised they'd change. They promised that's what they're going to do. And obviously things didn't change. So I left. I packed everything in my car and went back to living with my parents 6 hours away at that time, because I was in Minneapolis and they were in Lake Geneva. So I drove down home and I told them 100% everything that had been going on. I said I needed to get my life back on track. I needed to stop drinking. I needed to stop smoking marijuana. I needed to stop going into debt. I needed to go to college. I needed to get a job. I needed to not live with my parents forever, but I needed them because I was having a baby. I was 26 and had nothing going for me. Nothing. It took me 2 more years after that to find fitness and find something that was worth it for me. For me, it was social work. I went to the UW Whitewater to get a social work degree. Went from a GPA of 1.1 to a GPA of 3.8. I graduated with my bachelor's degree in social work with honors, was accepted into Loyola University of Chicago, which is a very prestigious graduate school, and got my master's of social work. I wanted to help people. I wanted to help people like me that had been through what I had been through. So I got a job in the state of Wisconsin working in Milwaukee in child protection. So I was doing an investigation of child abuse and neglect, removing kids from families, investigating child abuse and neglect allegations. That is what I did for a job, first job out of college. Say that it was very stressful. I was on my fitness journey while I was working that job. I reached my weight loss goal of 80 pounds while I was at that job. I had lost about 40 of them before I started working there. So I lost the other 40 while I was working as a social worker. But then life got super stressful. I hated my job. I was still alone. It was just rough. And I was introduced to coaching. And that coaching was really something more than paying off debt. Because when I first signed up to be a coach, I wanted to help people on their journey so people could do their fitness journey with me. And I also wanted to make money to pay off debt. That's why I became a coach. And I wanted a discount because as coaches, we get 25% off. So that is why I decided to be a coach. So how do you make money as a coach? So what you do is, for me, I started myself on my fitness journey and shared about it on social media. So I would post my workouts on social media. I would do videos every day on YouTube. This was way back in 2010. I would do videos on YouTube talking about my workouts. Now I go live on Facebook and talk about my workouts. But then I did videos on YouTube where I talked about how my workouts were going, what I was struggling with, what I was having success with, sharing recipes, sharing when I lost weight, sharing when I lost inches, just sharing and motivating and inspiring people just with my fitness. I didn't share really anything personal. I didn't share anything about my past. I just shared what I was doing and what was working for me. And I became fairly successful fairly quickly. You know, I got people to join me on their journey. I got people to join my team as coaches because we not only get 25% commissions when people get started with us, but we also make money off our team. In here, I will also post a video on how we earn, so it explains a little more in depth how we earn money as coaches. So it's a little confusing to try to explain it. They use visuals, things like that in their videos. But basically, I make money by getting people started on fitness programs and using Shakeology, as well as getting people started with their own home business. Like you guys are here learning about how you can really make money doing this. So, I mean, now things have changed a lot more than 2010. I became very successful in 2010. I think at my peak of my business, 2010, 2011, I was making about $300, $400 a week, which is pretty good for just doing something a little on the side. You know, I had a full-time job. I was a single mom. This was literally working 10 hours a week. I was making $300, $400 a week after about a year, which is pretty good. It took me, I would say, 2 months to start making money. At about a month to 2 months, my Shakeology was getting paid for by what I was making. About 6 months in, I think I was making like $100 a week, which, I mean, can be life-changing to lots of people. Just by sharing your journey with people. I mean, we don't sell, we share. A notification went on my screen. We don't sell, we share our journey. I never feel like I sell anybody. I talk to people individually about their goals. We figure out what program works best for them. If they have goals for a business, we figure out what their goals are, and I plug them into our training system, which is through the Empire. My coach, Barbie Kalev, who anybody who knows Body Beast, Siggy Kalev, that's his wife. She is my coach. So I do a lot of things with her, and we do a lot of things as a big team. So if you would sign up to be a coach, you would never be alone. I would be there helping you go through training, showing you where to find information you need. Obviously, watch what I do on Facebook, and obviously use whatever I use, because I've done a ton of marketing trainings, Facebook marketing trainings. But it's really about sharing you. I mean, the coach I am now is way different than the coach I was 6 years ago, because now I share more about my personal journey. In 2015, I actually had twin girls and had one of them pass away at 12 days old. This was literally just the time when I had become a full-time coach. So at 35, I retired from my career in social work. I had doubled my social work income as a Beachbody coach. So when I left social work, I was making about $55,000 to $60,000 a year, and that's about how much I make as a coach, which is pretty amazing. And I will say, Beachbody does not guarantee income. It is all based solely on the individual effort that every coach puts in. Got to give the disclaimer, but I am making a full-time income doing this. You can say, well, yeah, you've been doing this 6.5 years, but honestly, for almost 3.5 of those years, I did not work the business. I was too stressed out with my social work job. I was too stressed out raising my family. I got married. Things were just too stressful for me. So I didn't work the business for 3.5 years. I really just re-engaged my business a little over 2 years ago. I had lost most of my team. I had to rebuild my team. I quadrupled my income in 10 weeks as a Beachbody coach. So it can be done quickly. I have been consistently making a full-time income for about 1.5 years now, consistently. And that was mostly while I was working full-time. Now, you know, I probably put in probably 20 to 30 hours a week I put in on my Beachbody business when I used to put in 10. But that is my job. All the other times I'm with my family, I'm with my kids. I also work part-time at the church as a high school youth director. So I help run high school youth group. And I love it. Coaching has given me the flexibility to be able to do that because I wouldn't have been able to do that before. So, I mean, it's an amazing feeling. I don't miss any of my daughter's milestones, which is amazing. With my son, I miss milestones every day. And I'm not going to do that with any more of my kids. When we lost my daughter, I was able to literally take almost 8 weeks off from my business and I still made money. Not as much as my money as I would have been making working full steam ahead, but I probably was making about 2/3 the money that I was making before, and I didn't have to worry about asking for time off. I didn't have to worry about working through the depression quickly. I got to grieve and process and be with my family and really work on me. And during those 8 weeks that I didn't work, my team pulled together and helped me and supported me and showed me that Beachbody is so much more important than any job. And I wouldn't be with this company for 6.5 years if I didn't believe in the products, if I didn't believe in the mission statement, if I didn't believe that Beachbody truly changes lives, because I know that they do. They are not just concerned with selling somebody on a Shakeology and a workout program. We want to keep working with people for the long haul. I have customers that have been with me for 6 years that I'm still working with, that are on multiple programs, that have invested lots of money. But with the brand new $99 yearly membership, that is seriously a life changer. You don't see anything? Oh, I don't know why. It's showing up on my computer. Oh, well, it's just me talking. Maybe the recording will work better, Angie. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. But I've realized that Beachbody is so much more than a network marketing company, whatever you think it is. We are really here to help end the trend of obesity and really make an affordable solution for people. So we have different price ranges for people that can only afford certain things. You don't have to be on Shakeology to work with me. Obviously, Shakeology is where a lot of our money is made off of, Shakeology and challenge packs. But when I first started, there wasn't such a thing as challenge packs, and I was still making pretty good money. I'm sure most of you guys would say that $200, $300 a week is life-changing for a lot of people. I mean, everybody's goal might not be to quit their job and do this full time. When I first started coaching, that was not my goal. My goal, as I had said before, was to lose weight, to be accountable to my own health and fitness, to make money to help pay off my student loans. The $50,000 in credit card debt that I had when I got kicked out of school, gone. We have zero credit card debt. And now we are working on our student loan debt. Because combined we have about $170,000 in student loan debt. So we're working on that. We paid about $30,000 of that off. On top of being able to take our kids on vacations, being able to treat our kids to a nice Christmas this year. It's just a great feeling to be able to do things for your family, to give back when their families around us struggling, and being able to help them put food on their table and buy presents for their kids is an amazing feeling. And I openly share this on social media. Obviously, to be successful, you don't have to share every single little part about yourself. You don't have to. That's just me, and that is honestly therapy for me. So sharing with you guys my struggles, like when I'm having a bad week, when I'm having a week where I suffer from depression, I'm going to share it because I do suffer from depression. I have had an anxiety disorder before. I worked through that. Yes, I've gone to therapy as well. Yeah, I have addiction. I have food addiction still. Every day I don't want to get out of bed and get my workout done, but I do it because I know I will feel better. I will have a better day. I don't want to stay up till 11 o'clock at night to do my personal development at night, but I do it. Sometimes I don't want to be working from 9 to 11 at night because I would rather be watching TV, but I do it because my kids are asleep, and that is my time I can devote to my business. Obviously, as I said, this can be done in 10 hours a week. This can be done in 5 hours a week. All you really have to do is share my dog is being crazy and rolling around on the floor behind me. Really all I do is share my journey, talk to people about their goals, use the products and really share what's working for me. And you don't have to be fit to be a coach. I'm on my second fitness transformation. I had twins. I gained 60 pounds. I've lost about 50 pounds of that. So I have about 30 more pounds to go because I wasn't at my goal weight when I got pregnant. I wasn't. I'm not perfect. I struggle with my eating. I struggle. I want to have drinks on the weekends. But, I mean, this is a life journey for me, a lifetime health journey, and I'm going to honestly share how it goes. I am not going to eat on plan on Christmas. I am going to treat myself. I am not going to be 100% on my workouts. I didn't get my workout done yesterday. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. This is a journey, and we have to be honest about our journey. But I know that as a coach, I have gotten to my goals quicker because I have accountability. I run accountability groups for you guys, but it helps keep me accountable. I log, I do all the stuff I ask you guys to do because it helps me. It helps me to get results. It helps me to fight my depression. It helps me to not want to cheat on my meal plan. It helps me not to binge when that emotional eating stuff starts to come up. And being able to talk to you guys on video like this, being able to go live on my Facebook page, being able to talk honestly about how things that Beachbody has coming out affects me, talk about what things have worked for me in the past, what things have not worked for me in the past, and really give you guys the tools you need. Work with my coach to develop fantastic training that will teach you guys everything you need to know about being a coach, how to share your story, how to make Facebook posts, how to do graphics like the ones I do on Facebook, how to find your target market, find the kind of people that you should be talking to, the kind of people you should be connecting to. That's all stuff that we teach you. You will never be 100% alone and have to do this business yourself. We're 100% here to support you, to push you whatever you need. And that's what we do as coaches, as we push people to reach their fitness and health goals as well as their business goals. Because let's be honest, this is a business. I want to help people get started in their business, if not just for the accountability, again, to pay off debt, to save for a vacation, to give your kids a great Christmas, to pay for whatever products you want to use, to buy a new wardrobe, whatever, when you lose the weight, whatever it is. Again, your reason for doing this will change, just as mine did. When it was just to help keep myself accountable on my journey and pay off student loan debt, it turned into, I can really make this a full-time career, and that's what I've done. And when I had it as a goal in mind, I'm going to make this my full-time job. This is going to be my full-time career. I made it happen in less than a year. I stayed at my job for another 8 months after I had made that a reality, but I knew I wanted to be home with my kids, and that's what I wanted, and that was my goal, and my coach helped push me to do that, and that's what I would do for you guys. Whatever your goals are, everybody's different. So I hope this was helpful. Again, I said I'm going to post a video about how we earn. A video that's way better than what I could do. It's made by corporate. I'm not going to do their work for them. So if you guys have any questions, you can post it in here. You can message me. You can email me, coacherin.wester@gmail.com. Messaging is always easy. Text me. I'll put my number in the comments as well, so you guys can text me as well. But I hope everybody has a fantastic Tuesday night. And our next new coach bootcamp starts Monday, January 9th. So there's a little bit of time to get started, so we can have a little bit of time to talk about your goals and see if this is going to be a good fit for you guys. So I hope everybody has a great night. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.